Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Chase Vibes back with another video, and as y'all can see from the title, today I'm going to be showing you how Section 8 and Chi Chi make beats for little babies. So let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so to start, I went ahead and came up with this simple melody with this piano out of Keyscape. I believe I used the Grand Cinematic preset. And first thing that I did off rip was went into my go-to drum kit. I went to vibe scales, minor scale, and then I dragged in the D sharp minor. And then I just went into here, did control B to move it over. And then I came up with this chord progression. Well, this is what the main melody sounds like at first. So yeah, there's a good amount of bounce in that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and break this down and make it easier on y'all. So to start, I went ahead and came up with this simple chord progression right here. And that just keeps repeating itself, and it's simple, right? So next, I went ahead and added these bass line patterns right here. Forget about these, I'm just gonna show y'all this. I went ahead and took the root of the chord, which would be D sharp. I dropped it down an octave. And then I went ahead and took the second bass line right here. I took the third of the next chord, dropped that down an octave, so now we have this. And for any loop makers that are watching this, you guys already know what's about to come next. Like, you guys can switch it up, you can go up here. But personally, I liked it down below, so. And then the next one. Alright, so after that, I went ahead and just took the same notes. I held down shift, left click on the mouse to do this, drop it down an octave, and that just kind of made it more full. So if you listen to it now. Alright, so next up, I went ahead and made this counter melody part on top of the chord progression. So this is what it sounds like. Alright, so that was that. And this is what the melody sounds like together again. So as you can see, whenever it comes to making melodies, there's typically three components. You have like the bass section, middle section, and then like the higher up frequency section, which would typically be your counter melodies. And if you look closely, you can see that I have this very like consistent note pattern right here. The same thing over here. If you look down there, and if you listen. And I kind of added that just to kind of help like create the bounce of the melody. And then these notes right here, these are just chords that I just moved up an octave. And then I did Alt S to strum it. I messed with the time a little bit, and it kind of makes it more humanized. It's like a nice little strum if you listen. And then how I got this little like stutter effect, I just went to 1/3 step, and I just pasted it on like the little grids right here, you can see. And so yeah, that's pretty much that for the main melody. So let's just go ahead and get right into the next part. Alright, so next up, I went ahead and actually added these like very consistent fast moving strings. So if you take a listen. Alright, so yeah, so that was a preset out of Contact that was called. Alright, so these are just some strings out of Contact. It's a pretty cool bank. Next up, I went ahead and layered the same chord progression with this brass or trumpet, whatever it is, or horn. I don't know what you would call it, but It's something along those lines inside of Contact. It's from this, if the bank would pop up, it's from Session Horns Pro. Only thing that I changed about this is just the default preset. I just took this third trumpet and I went ahead and like moved it to, which one did I change it to? I think Flageolet Horn. I can barely see that, but yeah, this is what it sounds like. I don't know, I thought that was kind of hard. As you can see, it's very consistent right here. Same chords. These are the same as well. And I just added like this like nice little switch up, like this 1/3 beat step, whatever you call it over here. I thought that was kind of cool. This is just the same chord down here, just moved up an octave. And then these are just some like counter melodies or lead notes, whatever you want to call them. I thought that was hard. And then last but not least, I got this bass out of my go-to drum kit. It's called Metro OVO, and I just layered the same root bass notes from my main melody, and this is what I got. Alright, cool, so that's the melodies. Let's go ahead and take a listen of all of them put together. Alright, so as you can see, I obviously have the melody structured out differently. So I have the intro, I have the hook and the verse. And typically the typically the hook of like rap songs are a little bit more interesting. So I kept the strings and then I added the brass for the second part of the hook. That took everything away except the piano for the verse, and then I added the strings back in on the second part of the verse. So if we go ahead and take a listen. Alright, so yeah, that was pretty much that for the melodies. So let's just go ahead and get right into the drums. Alright, so this is where y'all are really going to get part of the tutorial whenever it comes to like the Chi and Section 8 bounce. So let's just go ahead and start off with the 808 pattern. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get started with the 808 pattern. This is what I got. Alright, so as you can see, I kind of have like, you know, it hitting more strictly. Like here I have it hitting on the snare. But some of you guys may be interested in more, is this 808 pattern right over here. All that I did for that was put it on 1/3 beat. And then I just did this pattern right here. And then I took every other note, just moved it up an octave like that. And that's how you get that, like, you know, Section 8 Chi kind of style. Alright, so next I went ahead and added my go-to kick. Alright, so as y'all can hear and see, I have the 808 hitting in spots where the kick isn't. And as you can see right here, I have the 808 hit and the kick isn't. That one's good. That one I have an 808 hit. This one, right here. And then right over here. And that just kind of helps create some bounce, just some more variety. Next up, I went ahead and added this clap. This industry standard clap pattern. So next up, I went ahead and added this snare pattern right here. Alright, as y'all can see, like the pattern's a little bit like unusual. I have a snare hitting right here. And then over here I have a 1/3 step beat pattern right here. And I kind of just messed with the velocity. I just moved it down a little bit to where it's kind of leading up into the clap. And I messed with the snare panning over here. Just kind of have it bounce left to right throughout your ear. So if you listen carefully, it's like very subtle. And I just transferred this over here. Except to add some variety, I went ahead and moved this 1/3 beat over here. So, and yeah, that was pretty much that for the snares. And then next up, we got the hi-hats. So yeah, for the hi-hats, what I went ahead and did was put, the grid on 1/3 step, and I just had the hi-hats, consistently go throughout. Added this nice little like different pattern right here, and then right here, as you can listen. Just something kind of different, just do something different with the hi-hats. And then last but not least, I went ahead and added this open hat right here. Alright, so yeah, that was pretty much that for the tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All of the drum sounds in the video can be purchased in my go-to drum kit if anyone's interested in that. It has like 50 bonus hi-hat midis and some vibe scales and mixing, leveling presets for your drums to get a hard-hitting mix in the studio. So I appreciate you guys for watching though. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're very close to 50,000 subscribers, so thank you all for that. Y'all can follow me on social media at Chase Vibes. Make sure to also follow Splitmind. But as always, appreciate y'all for watching. I'm out.